everyone, welcome back. We're starting off with a new format when I do profiles and stuff for Duel Links. Today I'm bringing you a deck called Deep Sea Whaling, as I like to call it. Um, Now, the premise of this deck is to set up a turn 1 board that has a whole bunch of negates, a yoink, battle protection, being able to disrupt your opponent nearly 5 to 6 times on a turn 1 play. And this is how you pretty much get to it. So, your starter is Deep Sea Diva. This card right here. Deep Sea Diva, when it's normal summoned, can summon a level 3 monster or lower monster from your deck. Its target in this deck is Guitar Gonads. The Deep Sea Diva is also used to extend into Polari, Croco Dragon, Citadel Whale, Deep Sea Repertoire, and Coral and Anime summons as well if you need to do any extended plays or play as part of the combo. And also you can extend it as it's searchable with Synchro Overtake. You can special summon it from the deck or graveyard to the field or add it to your hand to start your combos. Guitar, when this card is summoned, if it's either your starter play or extension, depending on how you started off your turn, you can bench between 1 to 4 cards off their opponent's deck, which helps to see what your opponent's playing so you can counter their plays if you're setting up a turn 1 board. It also has an additional effect where if you banish it from grave, you can target a monster and you can give it 100 attack per monster that's banished, which does help occasionally. Now, the next card we have in the deck is Citadel Whale. This card can be used for your Asartic plays by tributing it as the Asartic's cost. It also has a special summon from grave or hand by tributing 2 water monsters that are on the field. It searches Sea Stealth attack from the deck. It also has a negation effect, so you're setting up your turn 1 board and you give it a negate. When a card targets any water monster you control, you can just negate the activation and destroy the card as well. You can play through any disruption. If, say, for example, your Guitar Gonads gets Book of Moon off your Deep Sea Diva summon and you have Citadel Whale in grave or hand, you can tribute the 2 monsters, including the face down, to summon out the Citadel Whale. And also, Citadel Whale helps to summon into Croco Dragon as well, since it is a level 7 that you can special summon as well. And it's all protected under Sea Stealth attack as well, which you can use for its banish effect or its battle protection to protect the cards. Next card we have is Asartic Megapolar. So this card can tribute another Asartic or whale to summon itself. When it is summoned with another Asartic monster on board, it can destroy back row. And also it helps enable, because it is a tuner, to get into the Polari summon. And then Polari's effect will summon back the Megapolar to go into level 7 synchro bosses. Asartic Megatanus, pretty much similar to Megapolar. But instead of destroying the back row, it flips a monster face down. It can also be used on your opponent's turn to be an extendable disruption if you have it in hand on your opponent, if you have a good turn 1 board. Also used for Polari's effect to summon into your level 7 synchro bosses as well. Next card here, we have Megapolar. Micpolar, I should say. Pretty much similar to the other Asartics. You tribute another Asartic or a whale to summon it. And this card searches off an Asartic when it is summoned just by itself. Mictanus, similar to Micpolar. It adds back a copy of a Asartic monster that you're sent to the graveyard. So on its summon, if you send an Asartic, you can add back that card back to your hand. In which case, it can also add back the Megatanus for its opponent's effect, on the opponent's turn, I should say, to be able to flip down a monster face down. The spell cards, we have Departure. Departure here, discard a card, add 2 Asartics, which you can use it to, dispatch either the Guitar, Diva, Whale, Micpolar, or another copy of Radiation, because these are cards that you only generally want to play one of, that are all searchable throughout the combos, that you can get into extended plays or starter plays with Asartic Departure, and you can essentially use it as a quick play in the grave on the opponent's turn for an Asartic summon from hand. So if you're Megatanus, or to pop back row with Megapolar, or even return cards back from the graveyard or search out cards as well. Asartic Radiation, I should say, is your draw power for the deck. You basically, every time you special summon an Asartic from the hand or extra deck, you get a draw one. And it also helps with extension because you're drawing so many cards, you can draw into extender combos. Also, its effect can chain block any cards that have any activations upon summon or activate in response to an Asartic monster's effect as well. So things like Clear Wing and Crystal Wing cannot activate when you summon an Asartic and it activates its effect. Synchro Overtake is your searcher for Diva if you're starting into the Diva combo, or you can extend by special summoning from the grave or deck a Diva to go into a Croco Dragon or Citadel Whale play. Big Dipper. Pretty much your yoink on your opponent's turn or your turn, as long as you control a Sartic Synchro. You can. The main thing here is you want to use its effect before you use Sea Stealth Attack's effect to grab Yumi back from the graveyard because of Mythic Depth skill playing Umi at the start of the duel. So you want to use this effect because it has to be on the field in order for the yoink to occur. And then you want to use Sea Stealth Attack if you've already yoinked to go into Umi to have your battle protection or your disruption, whatever, as well. Very good card. And Sea Stealth Attack, pretty much as I said, protects all your level 5 or higher monsters and can banish a water monster to protect all your face-up spells and traps as well. Really good card. Now we're going into extra deck. We have Croco Dragon, which is a draw one. Helps any extension plays. Discard 2 to pop a card on the opponent's turn. Septentrion, which is a Floodgate negate for all the Xyz and Link monsters. And also, in your opponent's special summons while this card's on the field, you can search out any Asartic to your hand, which is generally your Megatanus or a follow-up play for the next turn. Asartic Grand Chariot is your pop 2 cards on summon, and also negates any cards that target an Asartic card. You have Deep Sea Repertoire, which is your Synchro Overtake target to search Diva. Becomes an additional beat stick with Sea Stealth Attack protection. And when destroyed, it can summon any level 5 or higher main deck monsters from graveyard. So pretty cool. Asartic Polari is your combo extender, which searches into the field spell, plus draw 1 if you have radiation on the field. And you use it for material for the Asartic boss monsters to get into them very easily. And then our last card is Coral Anemone, which can enable summons of Croco Dragon, any Asartic main deck monster that has 1500 or less attack, as well as Guitar for a banish 2, and it's just an extender or follow-up play if need be, or can help you get into your combo again depending on however your board is set up. Anyway, that's the deck explanation for the video. Enjoy the replays, and if you haven't already, chuck me a follow on twitch.tv/DuelingSalpha, where you can watch a lot of these duels live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for tuning in, and enjoy the duels.